I've got kind of a full agenda. We'll get started. Just, we got some people in the crowd. We got our inspector. Where's I? And we have our person that used to run our inspection, Jeff and Claire, sitting back in the back with us. And then where's Brenda? British here, thank you, Lord.
We sit over there.
We got a lot of people here. So glad to have them here. So we're gonna get started with the agenda and, would you mind, getting us started, Danielle, do a roll call?
Ron Weiss,
Here.
Dave Purdue,
Here.
Lou Andrew,
Here.
Anita Jones,
Here.
Tom Aldridge.
Here. So we're gonna stand to the pledge of allegiance and please join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we just had a recent election, so we have some things on the agenda that we need to kind of get going on. That's very, very important. We had a very successful election, and our three trustees that were incumbents won the show. They're all three re-elected. They're here tonight, and not only did it make their day, it made my day. Thank God. So glad to have them here. So what we have to do tonight is actually swear them in. So our senior trustee is really wanted to do this, so.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Go out there, stand in front.
Ready to sit up there with
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know that we had the formality of this, being that you've been on before, but let's see, Renita, you've been an interim. Luann, you've been here. And, Ron, you've been here for a bit, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll let you, let me get in front of you guys. So you guys can face.
Okay.
Face the crowd. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and then you say your name, and then I'll go through the rest of this. So, I. Okay, everybody knows everybody. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution.
Do solemnly swear.
Support the Constitution. Of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of Missouri. And that I will faithfully redeem myself in the office. The office. Village Board of Trustees. For which I was elected. On the second day of April, 2024. All right, and here are the trustees again. Thanks.
So you got past that before I talk. So the next item is, every election we have to, do a election of our officers, right? So we need to open the floor. Obviously Dave was, the vice chairman. I am the chairman. And we need nominees and voting and motions for those two positions tonight. So
I'd like to make a motion that Tony Baldwin would remain for our chairperson.
I will second that totally.
There's another second, and another third, and there's probably. Not sure if we need to vote on it, but I guess I'm supposed to.
I think I really know why you want me in here. But
Because they're good.
yeah. Okay.
Are we supposed to roll? We'll do. Roll call. It does have to
We
be.
sure can. Covers the ground.
Ron Weiss,
Yes.
Dave Purdue.
Yes.
Luann Rock, yes. Anita Jones, yes. You said yes. Let's say maybe I just don't ask. Only if there's a tie. There you go.
Okay, thank you. I look forward to working with you guys and we'll figure things out. Just one thing I ask, or a couple things I ask, because I do kind of leave and go to Florida sometime. So I want you guys to be okay with that. And some clarification, I'm not on vacation, okay? I can do things remotely. I think sometimes people are making a vacation, I'm not, just another residence. And what's the second one?
Vice Chair.
Well, I already talked to him, the only reason I would do it, if he would do it. He said yes. The other thing is that we all agree that this position is not, has more responsibility and authority than any other of us. We're all equal, we're all trustees. So by me doing this role, I feel like I'm just one, and you guys, I'm not any special, and I don't have any authority, and we work together in that way. That's what we have.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So now then, we need a motion for a nomination for our vice chairman.
And I will gladly nominate Mr. Dave Perdue for vice chair.
Awesome.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'll take
It's a
it.
package
I will
deal.
take it. Yeah, we need to vote upon it again, I guess.
Ron Weiss,
Yes.
Luann Ruck, yes. Renita Jones, yes. Tony Baldridge.
Yes, yes.
Dave.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to the regular agenda. Next item up is our minutes from March 13th, our regular session minutes. You had time to look at that or need more time? We need obviously a motion to approve these minutes.
I will make that motion to approve the minutes.
Okay.
I will second.
Okay, we have a second, motion made to approve. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Now I want to report from the committees. I'm here first, I'll talk a little about technology. I want to thank Danielle, and our technology people. What's going on tonight?
We are officially recording to the meeting and we're gonna post it on, the village YouTube page tomorrow. We can't go straight to YouTube yet because they haven't verified us, so we'll have to go in steps. So that's what's going on here.
Are we live tonight?
We, yes, in a sense.
Okay,
Anybody, I put it out there, so anybody who wanted to be on or see this, but couldn't be here, they could get on Zoom. It was on our website as well as.
Yeah, it was.
And Todd's joining us. And on the
It
website,
rained it rained almost all day yesterday. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. Yeah. I'm on this call, so let me mute myself here.
we're not ready for a weather report yet, but
yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, what did you ask?
Where on the website?
Oh, it's actually, there's a button right up when you go to the front page, just go to our
I
website.
just got here watching Angie work. I was gonna say, she's doing well. I'm gonna sit here and watch her as well.
Todd?
Yeah, that's.
I don't think so.
Okay. So this is something we've been talking about for a while, that we can have people come in and join, and I think most of us know, we have a lot of seasonal people that are in the village. That really don't have a chance to come to these meetings, even though we have them in the evening. So we just wanted to be more transparent and give people an opportunity to know what's going on in the community, what's going on in the village, so.
But when they join, they cannot converse
Correct.
back, you ask questions, converse or whatever.
It's a see and listen. So it's very similar. If anybody's ever been to the Camden County Commissioners meeting, kind of the same format where you can see and hear. And they also put theirs out as a recording, so if you miss it, you can come back and see it, so.
So this airs tomorrow, or, I mean, you can get on.
Ideally, I will have it uploaded tomorrow to the YouTube channel for the Village of Stevens. I don't see any reason why I can't make that happen, but if there's a problem, that's why it won't happen.
And also what's nice is Danielle has now, when she does the agenda and she posts the agenda for the meeting, she also puts it on the website. Under the upper tab that I believe says meetings, and then if you click on that, there's a drop down, it'll say agendas. Go to that, say click here, and you actually get the current agenda for the meeting. So in case you want to see what's the topics are gonna kind of be, that we know we're gonna talk about, you'll see that also.
Yeah,
Good point. We're watching the meetings and see.
Yeah.
and then the minutes are after they're approved, so the ones they approved tonight will be posted on the website too, so you can see those minutes from the previous meeting.
So again, one thing, being transparent and also trying to get people more involved in the community to come to the village and know what's going on. We still have some more work to do on that, but this is just one of the steps that we were talking about doing to get more engaged and give people an opportunity, like I said, to see what's going on. So we hope it goes over well. We do have a caveat that we'll do our best. We're still in trial. If something happens, we'll figure it out, fix it and go from there. Okay, that's all I have. Dave, do you have?
Okay, I will start off. I don't think we didn't have any street lights that were out that we didn't already get fixed up or anything.
to Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They've been reported, so.
Okay, good. Thank you for doing that. I'll give the building and codes report, as of, and we're down a little bit this month. As of 2023, we had 10,615 permit revenues. We had for 2024, in March, we had 5,350 permit revenue year to date. 2023 was 21,135, and this year is 16,880. So that's down 4,255. So that's kind of about it. The number of permits year to date is 36 this year, 37 last year. So we still have a lot of permits going on out there. So a little bit slower in the finance department, but I don't think Ike would probably say that it's really slowed down much more than last year.
No,
If it hasn't increased a lot,
right, there's more permits, smaller projects, no new homes.
Right.
And that's where the big money comes in with the square footage of the home.
Yeah, yes. All right, thanks, Ike. And then we'll turn it over to the sheriff's department, and if you would give us your report, please.
I was gonna say for the month of March, definitely responded to 5 domestic violence calls. 5, most of these is third person calls. Couple missing persons calls. 2 stealing, 1 burglary and 1 property damage. There are 5 people arrested for driving while intoxicated. 2 drug possession arrests. And then several other were arrested on various things, such as driving while suspended, revoked, warrants, etc. I do want to mention 2 different traffic stops. Where people were stopped for different traffic violations, such as lane violations and stuff like that. And then when the deputy wants to get them out of the car, they refuse to get out of the car. And which causes a big dangerous for us and them, to be honest with you. Basically, you know, if we want you to get out of the car, it's a lawful order. You know, you deny that, we can remove you from the car. And in both of these instances, that's basically what happened. And then one of them, while they're wrestling that guy out of the car, another passerby stopped in the middle of the road, wanted to sit there and argue with the deputy on top of everything else. And that person ended up getting arrested in that traffic stop as well. You know, so that just plays into the sovereign citizens ideology, basically. We're seeing more of that, you know, around the lake area. You know, my opinion, it's not a good thing. Because they have their own little beliefs, that they're not part of anything, don't recognize anything. Stuff like that, so we're seeing more of that. Then I had one deputy go to Iowa for a 5-day training for tactical warrant service, which is basically, in-depth, training on, you know, from finding a search warrant, communications, executing it, the whole 9 yards. But he said it was super good training and stuff like that. He had very little training into that. He got in 5 days, he got hands on and everything else like that. So that pretty well. thumbs up, it's not a bad one overall, when it got one graphic out.
I wanted to thank you guys, you and your crew. I know on vote day, of course, we all know now that we're voting at the community center or wherever, you know, instead of, Four Seasons, which is a lot better place to have it anyway, I think anyway, but anyway, that morning, you know, that there was somebody decided they were just pulling into the Four Seasons. And they all of a sudden saw the sign and it said, you know, the voting was behind it, okay, so they did a whip around U-turn right there in the middle of the intersection, and a car just broadside them, so. Anyway, I hope that wasn't any of you guys, but anyway, it was a bad accident just because of changing of the voting and the guy just U-turned right in the middle of the intersection. Thank you guys for being there, that tied up that intersection for a while that morning, yeah, so. Thank you much for you guys being out here, appreciate all the hours you guys put in. Okay,
Thank you for your support.
Looking on this report, I was looking at the second page, it still has, Stony Bend zone on it. Would that be removed off of there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay, I just wanted to make sure. I thought it was.
I didn't remember
Okay, because you're.
That's all good.
This is good, this report's for the entire Horseshoe Bend. Section, okay, so we're fine, I just, yeah, takes a while to.
I thought I got everything.
Hey, that's okay, I used to be a secretary and if I can look at it, you can.
That's probably all good.
Also, this report is on the village website. Also, so we're letting that be out there so people can see.
Again, try to follow our transparency here to get more out to more people, so it's interesting. I think this is trying to tell a story, it just tells you how much they do here, right, Dave? I mean, miles to throw all, but it blows my mind to look at how much we're traveling.
And some of it's gonna, this year's gonna look a little different since I've got 3 less deputies this year too. You know, some of the categories, they're gonna kind of look off, you know, that's what I'm saying. That's just part of it too, since I'm down 3 deputies.
And let's clarify that reason why.
Reason is, because if the OA didn't renew their contract, that's the whole reason why.
And
in that scenario, just a bunch of wives and everything else, they took them 3, moved them to where they cover countywide, not out here. My zone don't encompass Shawnee Bend anymore, like it did prior to. So it's just out here on what you've been, just like Virginia said.
yeah. Yeah, you can certainly tell by the mileage that's down on the mileage that you guys have traveled.
well, like Dave said, we're glad to have you. We do have a signed contract with the sheriff, and as Dave said too, we are super happy to have them. And as I think most of you don't know, they live right downstairs on the here, so they're very visible to the community. Dave, anything else?
That's it.
Any questions for Dave? Ron?
We got the estimates for the garden, planting and stuff, and the estimates to fix all the lights in those, and we're gonna go over those after a while. The little signs in each one of the gardens that say, you know, Village of Four Seasons. We went around and cleaned all those up because they were oxidized or whatever from the irrigation running on them, and most of them cleaned up pretty good, except for the one at Cherokee. I don't know, it just won't come clean. When I was out there on the trail walking the other day, I ran into a couple of people that were out there walking with a trash bag and those grabber things picking up trash, and their names were Steve and Cindy. I don't know who they are, but
They come from them that way.
yeah, they said they walk it periodically and pick up all the trash, and I said, well, the village really appreciates that. So anyway, that they're volunteering to do that, and they just put the trash in the various trash cans around we got, you know, so it's nice of them to pick up the, you know, stuff that blows out of pickups and people that throw stuff out. So anyway, I thank them for that. Also, I went to this is kind of off subject of the gardens and stuff, but anyway, I was asked to go to the Camden County Commissioners meeting last week. And they talked about what to do if the government or whoever drops off a load of illegal immigrants, and they said it's not something that's happened yet, but they're trying to get EMS to get together a plan on what to do, what can they legally do if, a bus pulls up down here on the strip or somewhere in Osage Beach or Lake Ozark or somewhere and just drops off a busload of illegal immigrants, and what will we do with them and what can we do with them? And so anyway, the emergency management is putting together a plan. They were looking for volunteers to join them to look into what can be done, what legally can you do and stuff like that. So anyway, that's what that was about. So they're working on that.
I did go on their Camden County site a couple days later and looked at their reporting.
Yeah,
And they did say that they're gonna work on also, somebody had asked an audience about, well, what if we see a bus?
yeah,
And what do we do to at least notify the authorities
right,
and who? And the emergency management, group is working on that, because they're gonna maybe put something up on their website that people can at least send it to them and
Right.
say, hey, I saw one here, so they can address it and handle it.
you know, one lady that was formerly a teacher did say, you know, there's already a lot here, but, you know, nobody's pulled up with a bus and dropped off a load yet, but anyway, so that's what that's about.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay, any questions for Ron? If not, Luann, the finance?
Okay, at the last meeting, I couldn't remember exactly what the dates were for commitments and things like that, it's roughly reference to ARPA funds. So I had it verified, ARPA funds have to be obligated, meaning assigned by the end of this year, December 31st of 24. Then all funds have to be spent by December 31st of 26, and that's the newest rules pertain, that was from Jody, the lady that's, is our consultant for this type of thing, so she sent me the documentation. It's hard to look at the budgets paperwork with this because it's all skewed, because it's multiple years of spending. But we have several projects that are being worked on and should be completed within the next month to 2 months. That being the bathrooms, they're close to completion, right? Okay, almost completed. Yeah. The village park, you can see, we've already started the demolition. They've already got the chat or whatever the basic is, and I think they're supposed to start around the 15th or between the 15th and 20th on the new soft cover. So I don't know how many weeks that's gonna take, but that should be a project that should be done by May. I would assume
They
depending.
said it'd take 2 days.
2 days, okay, didn't know.
It'll be done by the end of the month for sure.
Okay, so we'll be able to bill that, probably then, and I'm a bit conservative, we'll bill it in May and it'll show up in our June, meeting, okay? And then the storm sirens, I know we're trying to get on their schedule now to get that started, so the really, really big projects that we have should all be taken care of and billed by Memorial Day. Okay, and then what I'm thinking, based on some of the numbers that I'm hearing, and what was in the budget, at the end, or when these 2 projects are finished, we should have about 80 or 90,000 left in the ARPA account. Now, we still have the pedestrian trails, so I don't know if they want to start that in the fall or when that would start, but that's one we've obligated to. Any month, we may then at some, and we probably need to start discussing if there's another project that we want to take on that would meet the ARPA requirements, so that we can use that money and be obligated by the end of this year to use the money over the next 2 years. Okay, so that's where we stand on that. We, as of the end of the month, we have $186,000 left in the general account for ARPA. Okay. Now, when we look at our regular spending from our 3 different funds, we have our general, our street, and our capital. Income is down. Again, this month we're seeing a lot of fall or decrease in our sales tax. It's gone down each month, you know, compared to the previous month and to what we originally had budgeted. Hopefully during the summer, we'll see that increase, you know, but at this point in time, we are down. But some of our other things are up, so we're we're down by 14,000. According to our budget, okay? But the nice thing is, our expenditures are down in all three funds, so this is a good thing. We have a positive net income in each fund. And combined, our net income is 46,131.34. Now, there is a little bit of a skew on that because we should have gotten a quarterly bill in by March 31st. That quarterly bill for 20,000 did not come in, but we paid it today. But it's gonna fall a month behind as far as the way we have things budgeted. That's a sheriff's department. I think they sent it somewhere and we didn't get it or whatever.
They send it via fax and our fax machine was,
And all of a sudden, when I'm looking at the numbers, I'm like, wait a minute.
Old school, man.
yeah.
So that did not get caught until after the end of the month when I saw the numbers. So that has been taken care of. We have it in our little particular file, that on the 15th of each of the month, that it's due, that we're gonna call and make sure we get it, so that we keep everything on, in the right order. Then when we look at the statement of financial income and expense, our income, like I said, is down from the previous year, and unfortunately, I went online and pulled up the information for sales tax. The sales tax, if you look at it right now, it shows us everything that was done in March for sales tax revenue, but it doesn't get positive till April, and we're down, I think, 6,000 in the general account compared to the same time frame last year, and 3,000 in the capital. So we still are down, you know, as far as this year or last year, but we're only down by $1,495. So that's a good thing compared to the previous year. Let's see, when comparing our expenses last year to this year, we're down by 24,000. But again, it's because that 20,000 is not showing up in the from the sheriff's department. So for our net income, we are 22,835.56, but it's really like only 2,000. But we're still in great shape because we are spending a lot less than we have in the past. And some of the things that we're spending it on is part of the ARPA funds. Okay, that's our finances. Any questions?
Nice job. I think you guys have somebody. I know, we're very excited to have you there, what she's doing here. I think you heard how well the numbers are going and how close we are to budget. I mean, we're very, very good. So thank you very much. Any questions for Luann? Okay. Renita?
Emergency management, we will have something on there later in the meeting on, new fire for emergency, preparedness day, let's put it down in the lower level. So we'll cover that later. The park and recreation, we'll cover that. Planning and zoning commission. We got some people who are gonna be sworn in today, so thank you guys very much, we'll do that later. And, also, I just wanted to say that, we did, I think, I don't know if you got it in your packet, we did have Jeff McCleary did submit his application to be an alternate on the committee. So if it's possible for us to okay that, I don't know, did we get one of these for Jeff? Okay. So if we can okay, if the board's okay with that, then we, can get him sworn in today also on that. So, yeah, Jeff's been here for 22 years. Yeah, we all know Jeff and how long he's been here for 22 years, and he used to work at the village 4 seasons as an inspector for many, many years. It looks like 13 and a half years, so long time. He has background as a building inspector. So anyway, so yes, so anybody wanna, I don't know if we have to make a motion or just say, yes, we all agree,
What
or,
do we do with the other one, please?
you know, that's what I'm trying to think. I think we just, I think a motion was made, if I remember the meeting minutes.
I would say just to be safe, let's make a
I'll
motion.
make that motion. Okay.
That's a motion of what?
To accept Jeff as a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay,
I knew where it was going, I just wanted to hear it said.
Yeah.
so we have a motion to accept Jeff on the planning and zoning. Any further discussion?
No.
If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Jeff, welcome.
Thank you so much. With that being said, the 3 prospective members I thought I would have, because I want to be sure we had a good pool in case people are on vacation or sick and can't make a meeting. They decided they had too much going on in their life and they weren't ready for it, even though I told them it rarely takes place. You know, we're have to really worry that there's a lot of work involved here. But we do have Danielle's husband said that he would, fill an app to be an alternate also. So when he gets back in town, he'll do that. So maybe next month we may have another one. So then with that, we had a total of 10, which I think is good because we have to have 7 to 15. So I think we'll be fine on that. Then I'll be working on the next thing. I'll be working on the Board of Adjustment. Getting that, and I think there's only needs to be 5 on that. So I'll have to do research to see what we have to do with
And we don't have anything pressing right now for.
no, I don't think, I
There's nothing on
said
this.
anything, so, yeah.
But
So what I'm also gonna do is when, after you guys are sworn in, what I'm gonna do is later on, I'll reach out to you guys and we're gonna have like an initial meeting. Kind of like a welcoming, kind of go over, kind of what it's about, and we're gonna put like a little book, binder together, so you guys have something that maybe copy of the zoning ordinances. Just so you have it, so if something does come up and you're gonna be on the, serving that time, you'll have something that you can reference and we don't have to scramble around and whatever. So we're just gonna get to know each other type of thing. Probably sometime in April or May, depending on how close we get our schedules, all together. And that is pretty much it for right now. I don't know if we want to do swearing in as a new business section, or do we want to go ahead and do the swearing in?
You have everybody here.
I believe so. Let's see,
might as well run with it.
let's see who do we have here.
So you wanted to move the plate in some case.
Yeah. let's see who we got. I have. Clint Ladouceurs here. I guess as I call your name, you can step up to the front. Because I think everybody, yeah, everybody's here. Just kind of line up like we got.
Good.
Daryl Barber. Tom Lorraine,
Let's see.
Charles or Chuck, have you go by
Chuck.
Chuck quickly. Bill Pinninger. Melissa. Today. I can, you know, yeah. Dave Purdue's here. Ron Mather. Ron Mather here? No, okay, we will have to grab him the next time around. And then Jeff Cleary. So the only one we have is Ron, we'll have to get him. Next. Okay, and then I will want to take a picture of all you lovely people. Danielle, after they do this, they have to have, you have to do. Okay, right, no, it's okay. Okay, so. I'm gonna get hand this to you guys. And that way you can kind of help read as you're going along, so. I'll kind of do it in sheets, yeah. Oh, yeah, well, if you have to put eyeballs, then you don't have to worry about it. And let's see. And we move the date for you. Okay. Okay, this is a pledge of commitment for the Planning and Zoning Commission. I
Yes, we're very.
do solemnly swear.
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Thank you very much, and what you'll do is you'll sign here, just above your type thing. Sign that, and then we'll give it to Miss Danielle, and she will notarize it, and then we'll make a copy of, make a copy of this for us to have for our files, yeah. We'll do that, and we'll give you the original, so you can put in the little binder that we're gonna provide for you, so you don't lose it.
Thanks everyone for doing it. Appreciate it very much.
And then I mean, we'll be pulling the thing from your permit issues on that. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, and we'll do that to you.
We all over need a very, very big thanks. This is something that's, took a lot of time to get, trying to reinvent things, research things. It wasn't something that was just copy and paste. So she, did a lot of time reaching out to everybody and, again, that one.
On to the next one.
I think last time we had a P and Z was,
Oh, that was before I was a trustee, so that was 5 years ago.
Bill, you were on.
Yeah.
A bill.
When they expanded.
Okay, Lou,
Or Caleb.
Oh, out there? that was years ago.
It's been a while.
Well, hopefully we'll.
Yeah, so you may be possibly renewing your term before you even have to be at a meeting. Definite meeting. I'm gonna try to do at least have once a year, have a meeting of members, just so we kind of reconnect and just know, you know, that, hey, we're still here and P and Z is still here, commission's still here, so, you know, and we haven't forgotten you guys.
Make sure it's still alive.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when we went back and looked at the former list, everybody term had expired, and a lot of them for quite a few years. I think there was only one that was just a recent expiration timeframe, so we're gonna do better. Danielle's we've got a form already in Excel that we're gonna be doing that. Pull up, see what's the date, and who it is, so we can contact you guys and see if you wanna renew and, stay on top of that this year.
Any other questions for Renita? Now we'll move on to unfinished business. First one, storm siren update.
I can maybe help a little bit. I'll start on that. It is that, of course, we have 4 sirens that are supposed to be going up. We're still waiting for the Lodge Four Seasons to bless the 2 locations. But there are the other 2 locations where we have the easements and everything all set up. They have been told, the siren people have been told to install those 2 as soon as they can, which I think is in June-ish. On when they're gonna install those 2. And I'll turn it on to Ike, because he might know a little more information than I do on any of that.
This siren guys came by, last week and talked to me and Danielle. They're gonna bring the equipment here. Because it's been stored in their facility for a year. We're gonna bring all 4 sirens here, put them in the garage downstairs. And the poles, we're gonna set them somewhere on the property.
But he walks it off right over here and they will fit right there. So that's what momentum.
Right, and we're gonna install the 2.
Okay.
Will the 2,
2 at a time.
will those 2 work, or are they all gonna be?
No, they will work with what we have, and then all it is just a computerized thing, and he can bring his laptop, he said, and want the other 2 go in. We'll just link all of them together and change the fingerprints, it'll be fine. So he had 2 other municipalities that are on a tighter frame than we were, and he needed to get them done first before he comes here. And the only way he could do the 2 and 2 is if he brings all the equipment at once here.
Yeah.
So we said we could store
Right.
it underneath in the garage.
And I'd send out an email to Cindy Buckley again today, 4 Seasons.
Okay.
And I know she's been gone for a couple weeks, so.
Now, did you give a time, and are we giving kind of a time length frame like, and we'd like to have a response by a certain time, so that it doesn't go on for another.
I've told
year.
them, yeah, we got ARPA to deal with, so unless she's knowledgeable on ARPA and how soon we have to spend that, no, I haven't said a date.
Yeah.
But
I
as
just
Luann
would like
just
to the next
reported,
3 months to get back to
well,
this.
yeah, I'd like to try to,
I know Todd's been reaching out to her a couple times,
Okay,
so.
but yeah, because I think we really need to try to keep it
thanks,
moving,
Clint.
keep it
Yeah, I,
going to get them up there for usage.
yeah.
Otherwise, they're just.
Well, it'd be nice, yeah, I mean, we
Yeah,
we
it's been
got
a
them,
long
we paid
time.
them, I mean,
Yeah.
nice
Talk
run.
about adding more to that. Did Nobody know that, or did you?
No. I don't know that anybody, I don't know that it's a knowing kind of thing, but now that you brought it up, I guess it is. I don't know that it's necessary right now, I sort of think we could bring it up next month when I have a little better information on getting this done, okay?
Okay. Thanks for heading out that. That's definitely an upgrade for the community, because the feature that we don't have now is that they needed to make an announcement. Our current sirens do not allow that, so the new ones will give us the capability of talking through the siren for announcements. Awesome. Thanks, Dave. Tree removal ordinance update.
At the last meeting, I think our attorney said that he would, work on the revisions that we wanted made.
Todd, are you there?
I am.
Okay. Have you put together any of the ordinance for the tree removals?
It's in draft form. I should have that for you by the May meeting.
Okay.
Okay, any more on that? Who wants?
Was that
What's the two lots about?
That's probably.
That's the two lots that were, I would hate to have to use those other two, we could find other places
Okay.
for those sirens, but we've already had those two lots from the lodge surveyed, so I'd like to stay the course unless they bail. Yeah.
Village Park progress update.
The Village Park, we got all the mulch taken out. There was more mulch in there than what we originally thought, and just years and years of just piling in there. And everything under the inch to 1 inch, inch and a half thickness of it, is just organic mud and dirt. So there's just, they had to take it out, there's no way. Why we took everything out, we had a nice rainfall, and figured out all the drainage underneath it works properly.
Oh, that's good.
So that was something we didn't have to spend any money fixing the drain pipes or anything. And then, but we had to put back more rock to cover up that 16 to 15 inches of material we took out. So now we have 1 inch base underneath there, that will help with the drainage of the new material. And then we have 4 inches of the traffic line compacted. And the guys will be started Monday, will deliver the equipment and material here on site. They've already checked with me on what the condition, make sure they were done, everybody was done first. We ran into other problems with the ship not having a footing underneath it. It just sat on some 6x6s, so we brought in Choke Construction, and they went ahead and moved the ship, put a footing underneath us, raised all the pieces of equipment up to grades to match all the stuff. They were great to work with and move on, along with Cooper Site Works. They were in and out, got their stuff done. So we're right on schedule with the news material going in on Monday. They said that they'd be 2 to 3 days and get it, depending on the weather. So they'd be in and out in no time.
Wow, that's amazing.
It looks nice already.
It does.
I mean,
And the new material we're putting down is, what is?
It's like a hot mix rubber. It's matte, that will have color design in it, that we had turned into them, and then we'll have all taken care of, and it's made for ADA requirement, you can roll a wheelchair on it. Certain heights of those playgrounds, certain thicknesses have to be met for concussion protocol, kids fall off of it.
Nice.
And then we won't have to put mulch down yearly like we've been doing to
Right.
get it up to the right.
Every 3 years, you need to put a sealer on it, so, and they said it'll last forever, as long as you do the sealer every 3 years.
Awesome.
And then the park bathrooms will most likely be done Saturday, looks like, of all the plumbing is done, we turn the water back on. Make sure we have no leaks and everything is properly, and then doors will go on and we'll have that done as well.
Thanks to Ike and also Dave and rescuing our bathrooms. Originally, we were planning on tearing those
They were-
down.
They were workable, very workable.
Very workable.
We changed plans at the right time and saved a bunch of money. So I did want to comment and thank the quality assurance tester of the new rocking things we put in out there.
Yeah, the bolts are good, yeah.
Ah,
Yes, the welds are
Yes,
nice.
the welds are good.
I think we had a quality assurance guy out there.
Do we have
Yes,
one?
yeah, well,
We
he was that, yes. It was one of the trustees.
They wanted to give it a go. Oh, rocking on it?
It works, I tell you, if you can put 200 pounds on one of those things and torque it down, they work. I mean, the springs are this round and this tall. and-
Well, I tell you what, I feel much better knowing
Yeah.
that. Okay, thank you.
No, I wasn't, and since I wasn't, I just opened the window.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I did talk to Nelson's about redoing the irrigation over here, you know, because it was running out in the mulch, had to cut the lines and all that, and. He said, once we're done over there, he can take a look and see what he needs to do and. You know, really need to reseed the grass and all that over there, because it's all just a weed patch, but he said he would be able to take a look at that after we're totally finished and get all the equipment out of there, so you don't tear it all up again, so.
Okay, great. We're gonna talk about this a little bit later, because I did set a line item on there that might talk about that or something.
Well, I think,
I will wait till we get there.
yeah,
So that's great, because I think if y'all look back there, we have an irrigation system that just hasn't really worked, and we're trying to want to spruce that area up and get the grass growing back and make it look nice. Okay, HVAC for downstairs in the sheriff's area.
We had 2 bids come in and we chose one, Comfort Care. And Danielle has contacted them, they're getting the materials together and will call us on a start date. I've already spoke with Jimmy Elkin about moving his shelf downstairs, to put the one head unit, and then when we get that date, I'll take out the other unit and I will close that hole up and then go mount it there. So we'll,
Splits, and mini
the
splits.
2 mini splits, yeah, there's 2, one in that break room meeting area and one in the sheriff's office area. That way it'll be a moderate temperature down there, and this furnaces up here will not fight with those mini splits downstairs. Dave and I met with both of the guys and they said that would be a better solution. If we needed to change these out, it would be a lot of remodeling being done in the drop ceiling down there to get it. And we didn't want to have a zone unit where this thermostat fought that thermostat and open dampers, so we went with the mini split.
Okay, good.
Good job. So Jimmy, looks like it'll be warm and cool for a while. Great, good stuff. Floodplain letter update.
Todd,
That's
that's
a
a
Todd thing.
Yeah, that's a Todd question.
Todd?
Yes,
So we have an agenda item, floodplain letter. Is that,
The
was
floodplain.
a-
that you sent to-
it was a letter to be proposed to the Camden County commissioners. It was delivered to legal counsel. Legal counsel responded in kind, and that is a moot point at this point.
okay.
They accepted the termination of the written agreement between the parties.
Any more on that? Tires for the emergency management trailer.
They're done.
Good.
I got bids from 2 different tire companies and I took it down there. Surprisingly, that thing sat for 11 years and the bearings did not need to be packed. They just needed grease. So they were able they didn't have to repack them. They just took out the old grease, put the new grease in and I pulled it back here with the Toyota truck. So
Nice job, thank you, Ike. Pickleball court update. So the last thing I had on my list, I kind of took this one, we did approved buying 2 nets to put on the courts. they're on rollers. I went down there and looked to see what we needed to do in order to strike the basketball court. And kind of discovered that there's hardly any striping on the basketball court. So now that we need to actually strike it for basketball as well as pickleball, so those two need to be done. I have a name of someone that I'm working with at the Della at NAM gave me. So we kind of expanded that. I kind of chose not to order the nets until we get a good understanding of what this bid is for the striking. I don't think it's gonna be a ton of money, but as soon as we get that, hopefully at the next meeting, we can say, yes, spend that money. And then we'll just go ahead and order the nets at the same time. Is that okay?
Yep. Sounds good.
I mean, they're gonna power wash it before they paint it. We have great fencing down there, which is gonna be a big hit. I didn't realize that. I was in Florida and called Ike. I said, do we have fencing around that court? So I could just see those pickleball balls. So we did. So it should work out very well. You wanna add any more to that?
So as I was thinking about with adding that striping on that pickleball court. People who are playing the pickleball sport are of older ages. And so they have to park up here and walk down these stairs and then walk down those stairs. Where I looked into possibly we could put a small parking area on the far side of the basketball court. We have plenty of room over there to come across that rock ditch. That road district put a culvert in for us. We could pave that with concrete. And then I think we could squeeze 4 to 5 spots in there that are ramped right towards it.
Well,
So
I think, first of all, I think that the adding some parking lots would be of great help.
Yeah, to be right.
Right.
Second of all, I don't know, I'm taking a little offense to who's older? Who's older?
age, older than me.
Older than you, okay, all right, let me take that,
Right.
okay.
So while doing the parking lot down there, and by doing the work up here, we found out that this parking lot up here is. If you park in the first spot, nobody's coming in behind you. You can't get around each other. And people are parking on the street, people are parking in the grass, because they're trying to get around. So if we can somehow utilize the rest of our ARPA funds to redo this parking lot up here, so that we have parking up here for the kids that are, and parents that are playing the park, and parking down there for the basketball and skate park. So there's 2 small parking lots.
Ingenious.
That's a great idea.
It is, and really, that parking lot is awful.
I didn't know
I
that.
mean, yes, you can't, if one car could mess up the
There's
whole
a
parking.
truck there.
I'm not sure who designed that parking lot, but it
Well,
was.
what happens if someone parks in the first and you're in the second and third, if someone parks at the end, can you get out?
Well, it's kind of one.
Well, you come back into the grass, if you can see, they kind
As
of.
long as you're not right in front of her lawn.
Right, some of them might watch them while they back straight out through the grass, past the bush, past the power box, and then the road, but they can't get past everybody else on the other end, so.
So what would you guys like to do? Cause I have a feeling this is gonna be more than $7,500.
I think that's one of those topics we talk about.
Talk about it and see if we want to.
Brainstorm on how to spend parks and money.
Yeah.
Well, it's,
Concrete is pretty expensive.
so do you guys wanna wait till the next meeting, or do y'all wanna
Yeah.
at least give this guy an option to go get some pricing, or what are you thinking? Before we even know how
Maybe
to fund
give
it.
you a chance to do a layout of
Yeah.
what we need, what it looks like,
And talk to Kevin.
and talk to Kevin and see what they can do for us on that ditch. And then I can get some kind of quantity of rock and concrete it's gonna take to do that. And make sure we can get cars that will fit past each other. And then go,
Draw a little bit up here with the.
Right,
would look
before
like
we-
when you do, yeah.
That's something you can
I think
find
that's
time to do.
yeah, I got weekends. As soon as the bathroom's done, I'm free.
Well, if you want me to, I think Renee and I are going to the road district meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
We can bring that up with them and see if they would be interested in taking it on for us.
Mhm.
You know, they lay asphalt, and they do culverts, and they do rock. Would y'all okay with that? We bring it in tomorrow? See what they say?
Yeah.
And then also
Might as well.
pedestrian trails to see, because I have a feeling that might be a fall project for them when, after summer's over, I don't know, but just.
And I
ask Kevin.
can help you too, whatever I can be, to come into the tape or whatever you wanna do, but we got a site plan.
Yeah.
You see dummy at the end of the tape.
The dumb end, yes.
The dumb end.
Dumb end.
That's very funny. I like that.
So anyway, I can sure help you with that.
I can start on that, next week after we're back at that.
Yep. Great, yeah.
Okay, great, thanks, I think it's a great idea. For some people that are today. Okay, well, now we want to do business and swearing in the PNC committees, we did that. Estimate repair of lights in the village gardens. Rob, are you ready for?
Did you get this, or did anybody? Okay, I thought I sent them to everybody, but did, this is for the light, that's,
Yeah.
that's the plan.
Okay. Oh, you got it. It's all.
So all those, we already fixed the one up by the sign, by the lodge. And we put in steel LED lights up there. The rest of these parks just have a socket with a bulb in it. And none of them work. Some of them have timers rather than photo cells. So unless somebody's gonna go reset the timer all the time, when the time changes, but anyway, so. Got Quality Electric to finally come out and give us a bid on this, and he basically just gonna replace all the lights with an LED sealed up beam, flood light that shines on our signs. Our sign and the big signs, the directional signs, so. And then there's some landscape lights up there, bittersweet, none of them work, we're just gonna pull those out. So anyway, he went around to all the parks and came up with an estimate here. I forgot to take him to the one down at Kings Point, so there might, it should end up being a little bit more because we've heard, there's gonna be lights down at that one too that need to be replaced. So anyway, I can pass this down if anybody wants to see it.
So is it a amount that we can?
36 something is what it is, and like I said, it's gonna end up being a little bit more because we got a huge case point too, so I would think, $4,000 probably cover it, a little somewhere in that neighborhood.
And for an improvement like this, I put in the budget 10,000 if I'm not mistaken, under the capital. Okay, so it will easily fit into that.
He's just basically replacing everything with LED lights and electric cells.
And I reached out because Cherokee, Horseshoe Bend and Cherokee had the directional light sign, and there's a light that really actually just shines on that white sign, and there actually is not one in front of our Village of Four Seasons sign. So we were talking, Ron and I were talking to possibly either go ahead and replacing that one for the white sign and putting another one in for in front of our green one, or putting one in, moving that white sign one back so it shines both on our green one and the white thing sign. And then in Bittersweet, there's 3 lights that are focusing just on the white signs. One of those lights do not work. So what I've done is I called Bruce from the Horseshoe Bend Resort Association. I haven't heard back from him yet. I just called him this morning. But to see if they would want to kind of go in and kind of cover maybe some of those, if they want to replace them, because we're going to replace them, but see if they will contribute some money toward, so their lights can be updated and, this maybe they can put in a little bit to do it. So as soon as I find out on that, definitely our next month, we may be able to offset some of the expenses, maybe a little money from that.
So do we want to move on this one and make a motion tonight for this expense?
I would think so, I'll make that motion that we spend this amount, it is $3,650.
Let's.
Two quality electric.
I would second it, and if Dave, the exception to that is though it'll be maybe 300 more because of one. Just.
So
Case point on there, so it's gonna be a little bit more.
no more than so much money toward it,
Yeah.
the motions.
So-
Say just for budgeting purpose, not to exceed 4,500.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just go below it.
Did you get that?
Madam Secretary Corky,
Do we have a second?
thank you.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to not to exceed $4,500 for the lights. Any more discussion? not, all in favor, say aye.
I,
Awesome, thanks, Ron. I think I'm up next. We have a renewal. I can find you, when I put it. You don't have it for the, Lake and Ozark County local government. We. Oh, here, that's- I'm gonna- So you guys have that in front of you now that I have it for me. So this is the group that we leverage, and it's a group that there's 4 counties that are memberships, and all of the local municipalities are also members, and what they focus on are grants as well as lobbying for things for the community. We've used them this last time for ARPA. And that's the service they provide. This is our 4th year to be with them. The amount of money they're asking for is $1,048.52. That's the same amount it's been the last 3 years. So they haven't gone up any. I've attended these meetings, as a position of chairman, which anybody can go. Danielle's done before, and you have basically all of the mayors of all the municipalities, all of the presiding commissioners of the 4 counties. So it's a very well attended meeting, as well as a lot of people are engaged and looking at things to do for the community. I think this is something that we probably could leverage more with grants, that we can look in the future. They just had a new director come on. His name is Steve Dust. So they had some changes and they kind of went away for a little while. And now they're back up and he's running this and really kicking it off well. So what I like to encourage us is to go ahead and approve this like we had in the past. And if there's, if anybody's okay with this, I think we need to make a motion to approve to spend the $1,048.
I'll make that motion to do the annual amount of $1,048.52
And I'll
for
second
the
that.
Lake of the Ozarks, California local governments.
We have a motion to approve the renewal for $1,048.52.
I seconded it.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye. Motion passed. Thank you very much. Okay, Ron, I believe you're up again.
Okay, I think everybody's got a copy of the garden plan. Basically, it's for putting annuals in all the parks. We're not doing a whole lot of changes this year, just putting in the annuals, and then they're gonna go through the irrigation, make sure everything works. Touch up the mulch. We're not really replacing any of it with rock this year. And we're gonna have them add fertilizer to the gardens this year, because it seemed like, last year some of them just didn't do a whole lot, so. And they've never put fertilizer down on any of this before, so they're gonna do that this year.
I know you and Renita have been working on this and looking at this. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just got this yesterday, so as far as over here in the park, I think this 2650, I think that's basically the cleanup of the weeds and stuff down here. And estimate for new irrigation once construction is completed. I think that's, what he's, he'll do that once we get done over there, but that's, it's about the same as what it was last year.
In fact, I was telling them, I looked at some of the items, they're not charging us a penny more for the mulch per yard, nor are they charging us a penny more for the annuals. So. And the same exact amount for the basketball court, so.
Yeah.
And this is contracted, we've
Yeah.
been contracting with them for years, so it doesn't have to go out to bid. Okay,
And as far as the mowing, they're gonna do the same thing as they did last year. Most places it's every 3 weeks, but they're gonna do the park here every 2 weeks instead of every 3 like everything else. Once we get, the irrigation and the grass reseeded.
Correct. Okay,
And I, like Ron said, yeah, we're focusing on getting the lights and irrigation, get it up and going. Trillium, we're not planting anything in Trillium because their drip line
Yeah,
wasn't covering much, so we're focusing on, he's gonna look at, Nelson's gonna look at that, check the drip line thing, see if that works, and then see if he can move it around, so it can cover the front end of it, and if not, we are even talking about possibly having them put a spray head system in there.
because all we got right now at Trillium is a hose running off a hydrant
Yeah.
over to a drip line.
it seems like they've been very good to work with.
Yes, I,
Okay.
Do you know, between the two of you, it'd be nice to get quality in there first? Before Nelson's gets in there,
Yeah.
does anybody
oh,
know,
Yeah,
because
because
it's
Nelson's, they
they're gonna
said
tear it up?
they, get it done before Memorial
Yeah.
Day, so I assume it'd probably be a month before they get in there, I can
Ron's
see
got
it, all they can get it done first, yeah.
Ron's got a contact with.
Yeah, quality.
That's
so-
a good point, so they're gonna have to redo.
Right.
Yeah, I'll get hold of
Let them
them
tear the crap out of it.
and they can get it.
And then I'm hoping maybe in the fall to get some, spring bulbs planted in some of the garbage that don't have it, because it looks so nice in the springtime. So hopefully some, the money that we have, we can maybe do some of that to spruce up.
So do we wanna make a motion to approve the estimate amount?
I'll make that motion, because I think it looks
Yeah, so I
pretty
think-
good from my past experience.
So Ron second? So we-
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion to approve 12,978.06 for Nelson. Any further discussion? All in favor? Yes, thank you. Ron and Renita, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, moving on, one general discussion now. I'm gonna bring up a couple things. Dave reminded us one. Probably good time to talk about it. I think you know that our use tax failed on the ballot. And it wasn't close. I think, they're probably done with that.
The people spoke.
People-
No,
Three
I think we're there 3 times now, so I don't think we'll bring it
I
up.
don't think we'll bring it up. I do think it's probably an advantage to the residents as well, as they're not having to pay the 1.5 sales tax, so, come to the village and not pay use tax, I guess. But, no, we're done with that. I put in here an Evers company, couple pieces of paper for my audit. Daniel's talking with it here in a minute about the audit, but I just want to go back and look at what last year's findings were, and just make sure you see these. If you go to the second page here, there's 2 things in there that they had on the recommendations, which were not major, they were just noted. We got a very good result on our audit, by the way. And this first one is about the size of staff and separation of duties. We don't have a large staff that we can separate a lot of these duties. We do require 2 signatures on check. But this is something that comes every year. It's not anything new. And I don't see this going away. Unless we just want to hire somebody just to do separation of duties. I think that's what we need to do. The internal control structure. This is similar as well. It's just asking the trustees, to make sure we have some oversight as much as possible. To make sure that we're managing the money appropriately and any hands in the money are handle it the correct way. One thing I think that we added back in this packet, Luann, was the register report as well as the vendor report, financials.
Vendor report's always been in there, but it's added to register.
Okay, well, I think we can bring that up to the auditors when they come in and say, based on this finding, we've done this. And if you guys can think of anything else to do, that would be great. Just want to make aware that, the second page, or the third page is related to some findings that we didn't have I-9s and 1099s for everybody. What they do is they just randomly pull employees and look for this. Danielle's done a lot of work to get the I-9s, especially the 1099s. I mean, we issued a whole bunch more 1099s, not 1099s than we ever had. So that should help and share that with them as well. So I think we kind of address that as best we can. The last item, well, I think if y'all remember, we did not balance one of the budgets appropriately last year. I don't know, it just didn't happen. Luann's been doing a good job. If you remember we did do last year, we did an ordinance to
The amended.
amend the budget, so that should be addressed for this year. So if I look at this and go back, I think he does some things that they should be happy with, so. I'll end it there unless you guys have any more questions about that.
And it's unprinted when is the audit in May or April? May, okay.
That's all I had on general discussion. Does anybody else have anything that they would like to bring up or talk about? That we haven't talked about? Okay, Todd, I think you're still on with us and you're up on the agenda. Do you have anything you'd like to provide an update on tonight?
I really don't. The letter with the county commissioners was smoothly executed and well accepted. The siren topic, I think I've sent Cindy now 4 emails. The last response was that they had turned that over to legal counsel for review. I haven't heard from legal counsel and I haven't heard from Cindy on that. So they must have some other topics that they needed to address. I would continue to try to communicate with them because you've gone to the expense of the surveys to establish the easement. And I think they're reasonable easements. I don't think you're asking for too much to position those sirens in those locations. So any help in that arena or that area would certainly be well appreciated. I just don't want to push too hard because it's their ground and you're actually asking for their permission to locate the sirens on those.
Okay, anything else, Todd? Anything for Todd? From any of us? Todd, how's the Zoom going?
It's going well, except for my malfunction on the front end. My speaker was muted, but my voice wasn't muted, and I apologize for over speaking the meeting for a minute there.
Not the first and won't be the last, so no problem. It's working okay, people come on, they can hear us, see us okay?
Yes, it's actually very clear. You have the ability for those who are watching or those who want to zoom in, you have the ability to do closed captions. So I'm actually able to pick up more of your topics and more of your text and the conversation by reading the text than I am by listening to the voices.
Nice tip. All right, thanks, Todd. We definitely like seeing your face, but obviously like having you, so little tears are coming out, but we'll survive.
The Masters won out this year, guys. I'll see you in May.
That sounds good. Glad to have you. Okay, Danielle.
A couple of things that I'm working on is I've received a couple of emails about our insurance renewal, so I scheduled a meeting on Wednesday. Did you see that? With our insurance guy, so we can go through the questionnaire and make sure that all that's correct. And then audit prep has already started. They've requested some things that I've already sent them, and so I anticipate getting emails shortly because they have our QuickBooks back up now and our meeting minutes, so they'll start going through that stuff to pick things out. So that's where we're at.
Cool. Any questions, Danielle? Well, again,
Oh, I do have one more thing, actually.
yes, ma'am.
Coming up is the park, when that gets done, we're gonna coordinate a grand opening thing for the residents that Renee and I are gonna sit down sometime and make a plan on. We're kind of waiting to see when it opens to make that, the dates and everything. But if you guys have ideas, shoot them our way. And then the website, working with our guy to get that updated and have changes made to it. We've decided to stay with him for now. And so we're gonna work on getting a new one set up. So once the park is done, I would like to schedule for a photographer to come in and take pictures of all of us. So we can get good pictures up on the website and then have them do the parks, both our parks and some of the gardens. Have good pictures done instead of just iPhone pictures. So.
Excellent. This is another item that we can have in a transparency plan to get more stuff out on the website.
Yep.
If you already have. Big thanks to Brenda and Danielle for taking care of us, because I tell you right now, those two weren't here. I think it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would not be here. So you guys are awesome, and I can't tell you how nice it is to just have things go.
Brenda's been working diligently on records retention stuff too, and she's been really sorting through and cleaning out what we don't need to hang on to forever, and she's, been focusing on the business licenses, making sure that they're all up to date and all in order, so.
Thank you.
She's a rock star.
Okay, thank you. Comments from the visitors. I don't know if anybody signed up for the rest of the trustees if not.
Totally, I did a question for Ron. Kind of a follow-up to your comments about the meeting in Camden County on immigrants. Was anything brought up about squatters? I've been watching the national news and I'm thinking Lakeview is going to be a prime
It
problem area. for
Yeah,
all
it
these things.
was mentioned, you know, I don't know if that's gonna be part of the EMS plan. I mean, somebody did mention it at the meeting, but, you know, they really didn't, you know, but it was brought up and I know they're, you know, putting together a plan, but I think, you know, Missouri has better laws for things like that than a lot of, you know, places where that's going on, you know, so. I think that a lot of it has to do with state laws.
Any other questions? I did forget to bring one thing up, I apologize. Danielle went to some training to help us manage our sunshine requirements, legally what we have to do as a municipality. And how to handle closed meetings, so she's become our resident expert on how to handle closed meetings, what we can go into closed meetings with, so that we're actually adhering to what we should be, so thanks for keeping us. Okay, with that, our next meeting is May 8th, so hopefully we all can come back. And with that, we get a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Seconded.
Okay. All in favor? All right.
Aye.
We adjourn. Thanks, everybody, for coming. And thanks for the P and D folks that are sitting here.
Yeah.